Hello, everyone. Welcome in today. Wow, this is quite a day with breaking news popping all over the streets. We have breaking news regarding Summer Wells. Thank you all for being here. I hope you are doing well. Minnie, thank you so much for gifting a Crime Time Buzz membership. If you were the recipient, please thank Minnie and welcome to our family. Hello, everyone. We do have breaking news regarding Summer Wells. Summer Wells went missing June 15th, 2021, 4 years ago. And a tip recently led FBI, Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, and the TBI to an area about 9 miles from her home. We are going to begin with our song today and let people start streaming in. So good to see all of you today.
We gather here as a family, searching clues to find the missing kids around this world, searching far and wide, things that make us cry. Sometimes they are found safe, but many don't get out alive. We fight for justice, for the voiceless. We help one another look for evidence, turn it in and hope they listen to the clues we found, even if it is small. These children are blessings and didn't ask for this. But some aren't even given simple things like love, a little hug, I'm proud of you, just a compliment. Crime Time Buzz is always there looking for answers and help us find you out there. Are you hiding from someone that hurts you? Or did they remove you from this earth because they simply didn't care? Just so you know, America cares. We cry. You'll notice that you're missing from a dinner table, a holiday, another birthday come and gone. God is with you, my darling, we're trying to find you, searching every day, just so you can play another day. Don't give up on those that really care. You are precious and beautiful, smart and kind, and tomorrow we hope to find you. You are precious and beautiful, smart and kind, and tomorrow we hope to find you.
Hello, everyone. I'm so delighted you're here today. We have been worrying, praying, raising awareness, hoping for Summer Wells to be located. Thank you, YouTubers here. That is full credit to Whispering Winds, Be Kind to Everyone, aka Donna. Welcome into YouTubers here and Mini Panthers. Thank you for being here to mod. You do such a beautiful job for the channel, and I truly appreciate you. I know this was last minute popping in, but thank you for being here. Summer Wells, my friends. I feel like things are really heating up for summer. I feel like they're heating up for Sebastian, and I feel Tennessee is heating up. So we are going to be here today to discuss what is going on. Now, the first thing I want to let you know is they have not released any information about the tip that led them to 9 miles from Summer's home. Okay. I will also tell you this. It is near a hog farm. And it is an area. Now, we don't know exactly where they were. They were in the 3500 block, but it is in an area where two people whose names have come up numerous times in the case, Fred Hill and Andy Bernard, which is Jody Sue's ex-husband, it is their uncle who lives in that area. Now, let me clarify. Do we know that they are looking at their Uncle Paul, the name Paul, their Uncle Paul's property? No, we don't. He happens to have property in that area. So I do want to clarify. They did not clarify where specifically they were looking, but Andy Bernard and Fred Hill's Uncle Paul has property out there. I believe he's an older man, like I want to say he's like 80 something, but he has property out there, but they did not say that's where they are looking. Hello, Bliss. Good to see you. So great news. Some tip inspired a search for Summer Wells 9 miles from her home. I have a map to show you the distance. We're going to listen to the news article, and I'm going to show you the area a little bit. But right now, that's all we have. That's what we have right now. But what we have is movement for summer. Y'all, I truly feel in my heart of hearts, Tennessee is heating up. Tennessee is heating up in my heart of hearts. I think we're going to find summer. I think soon we'll be locating Sebastian, and I am just on the edge of my seat. Also, just for those of you who have been following the live that I did on Anna Kepner last week, the 18-year-old who died on the Horizon Carnival cruise ship, there's also news there. It looks like she was found stuffed under her bed. And they may be bringing charges to a step sibling. So I'm going to try and get a video out on that today, and I'll let you know how the rest of the day looks as it comes along. So there's a lot going on. Minnie says, I'm in the bushes. For those of you in the bushes, welcome. I'm just looking right now. Yes, Holly W. I do believe this is the road where Don got his DUI. I do believe that. Yes. I have. Oh, the address was released last night. Yes, the 35. I do have that address. Yes. We're going to go ahead and get to it, my friends. Well, look at see, you all are all on it right now. Let's listen to the article real quick. Credit WKRN. And we are going to see what's going on, what information has been shared with the public. Let me get it to you. Sorry. Oh my gosh. But the area is something else, you all. It's the fact that there's a hog farm out there we're going to discuss as well. Ooh, sorry. Let me know that you can hear that, please. It's telling me we lost our audio. Can you hear that? Okay, give me a 1 if you can hear. Okay, let me go ahead and take it off, and let me go ahead. Sorry, we will. Okay, I'm sharing it right now. I'm getting it up here. I'm going to share it again. Want our audio for this. Okay.
Breaking news tonight.
It's been more than 4 years.
Tennessee Bureau of Investigation tells us TBI and FBI has searched an area this past week in the continued search for Summer Wells. It's our breaking news tonight.
It's been more than 4 years since Summer Wells was last seen. The then 5-year-old was reported missing from her home in the Beech Creek community in Hawkins County.
There's been no sign of the little girl since, and law enforcement from several agencies have worked countless tips over the years. News Channel 11's Ansley Daniels spoke with TBI, who says the case is far from cold. Ansley?
Yeah, Sarah and Casey, there have been more questions than answers since Summer Wells disappeared from her home in Hawkins County on June 15th of 2021. But today, the TBI confirmed that their agents, along with the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office and the FBI, continue to investigate what happened to Summer. They say that last week, on November 13th, their agents, along with the detectives, were at a location in the 3500 block of Van Hill Road in Greenville, following up on a lead in the case. That's about 9.5 miles from the Wells family home on Ben Hill Road via State Route 347. Now, we followed up with the TBI asking if they could provide details about the nature of the tip, if anything substantiated from it, and how long it had been since their agents followed up on a lead like this in the field. The spokesperson couldn't tell us those details, but said that agents follow up on leads as they come in, and the investigation remains active and ongoing. Now, this is the first update outside of law enforcement sharing age-progressed photos and ensuring the case is not cold and that they haven't forgotten about Summer. We also reached out to the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, Ronnie Lawson, and have yet to hear back from him or his office. It's important to note, though, that there is still an active Amber Alert for Summer, and no one has been arrested or charged in connection to her disappearance.
Okay, hold on.
Look closely
Hold on.
at 4x4s with the muscle, tech,
Okay. I am seeing something in the chat asking if Reverend Donna Serafina in any of her readings came up with a hog farm. Not that I recall. Not that I recall, my friends. Let me share with you the map first. Oh, sorry. Okay. Well, first of all, what I do want to do is show you, before I get to those of you new in the case, I am going to be telling you about Summer in just a second. She is an Amber Alert child out of Rogersville, Tennessee, went missing June 15th, 2021. Yes, there is a hog farm nearby, and we're going to talk about it. Reverend Donna Serafina mentioned a red barn and a horse. Hi, Charlene. Hello, everyone coming in. Thank you for being here. Everyone in the bushes, mods, YouTuber is here. Minnie, thank you so much for being here to mod. I truly appreciate you and the hard work you do for the channel. Everyone coming in, thank you so much. I know we are all very excited, on the edge of our seats. Seems like there's been nothing for Summer in so long, and here we have a search. 9.5 miles from her home. Lots of information that is hitting the streets of YouTube, but we've got to wait for confirmation from TBI, FBI, and it's just exciting. And I know that the area they're looking at is most likely, obviously, a recovery. It would be a recovery. Yes, a person with a humpback, and they had identified two hunchbacks. People with hunchbacks, excuse me, I don't want to call them hunchbacks. Two people with hunchbacks in the area that Fred Hill had identified. Now, ironically enough, the area in which they are searching is an area where Fred Hill and Andy Bernard, Jody Sue's husband, have an uncle who lives, Uncle Paul, an older man in his 80s, by the way, with a red truck. So some things are coming, they're popping, y'all. I'm praying that this leads to Summer. We need answers. Now, here's my question. Have Candace and Don raced down to that area? When they heard there was a search, did they race down to the search? I don't know. That's my question. I know that if it's my child they're searching for, I'm racing down to the search if I know about it, right? So I don't know. That's a great question. We don't know, but we're going to go over what we do know right now. This is Summer Moon, Utah Wells. Look, they forgot the space between Utah and Wells on the Amber Alert. Yes, I know. I noticed those things, but her last name is not Utah Wells. For those of you new to the case, it is Wells. Her middle name is Moon, Utah. Summer was 5 years old when she was reported missing. This is an age-progressed photo to what she would look like now at 9 years old. It was released in August. Summer had spent a Sunday fun day with her mother, came home, went in the house to play with her brothers, just steps away from her grandmother's trailer where her mother was allegedly helping her grandmother with her knee brace. And when Candace walked the steps to say, "Where's Summer?" to her brothers, they said she went downstairs to the dungeon. If any of you have seen what she slept in, you'll know what I mean by dungeon. It was a concrete floor with a mat with stained mattresses on it, and she slept with her daddy in bed and her mommy. Oftentimes, allegedly, according to her father, skin to skin, because she liked to feel them touched, them close. It's a very heartbreaking story. There has been no sign of Summer since she went missing. Her mother and father have admittedly not spoken to law enforcement, and at the 4-year anniversary, they said they had not spoken to them in over a year. Reverend Sarah Donafina, who has been doing readings on the case, she has spoken numerous times to Don Wells on the phone and via text messages. And when she asked him, yeah, that mattress was horrible, right, Maylin? When she asked him if solving this case for Summer means Candace goes to prison, do you still want it solved? And she said, Don Wells said no. Concerning statement. Mom does very few interviews. When she was on Dr. Phil for one of her rare interviews, they asked her, they were trying to get a lay of the land, the feel for the area. They live in a holler of Tennessee, East Tennessee. And they asked her about the Cornbread Mafia. And Candace started crying, taking off her mic, and left the stage. She said they were interrogating her. Later on, she claimed she was upset because there was a possible sighting of Summer, which turned out not to be Summer. But we'll just go ahead and move on. This is Summer Wells, beautiful little girl, had a risky environment. That's how I'm going to put it. Her home was a risky environment. Many times you have to look at the environment they live in to try and determine what could have happened. Summer was surrounded by drug addicts and people with sex problems. I'm just going to say it out loud. There are rumors of things going down in the shed in the bottom of the hill on her property. There have been rumors she's been rented out, allegedly. There have been rumors they were doing sex acts for money down there. So there's a lot of rumors, but the bottom line is, although those are rumors, it's the type of environment Summer lived in. Summer's father, it's out there and known that he did try to sell one of his children from another wife. She's come out. It's not a far cry to think that possibly she was taken, like it's been said of recent time, possibly for a rug debt her father had. And it got out of hand because it got high profile when her father called her in missing. The story from Fred Hill is he spoke to someone in a halfway house, DJ Smith, who told him last year he heard Summer was still with us, being moved between 3 hotels and a home. However, Donna's readings tell a very different story, as we know. And Donna Serafina has found, she's the one who helped them find JJ and Tylee, Lori Daybell's children that she emmed and is sitting in prison for the rest of her life, as well as Chad Daybell. So we don't know where Summer is, but will this lead to Summer? I do not know. But what I can tell you is I bet that area is just covered with journalists and YouTubers and everyone right now. Let me go ahead and show you the area. Isn't she beautiful? Such a beautiful girl. For those of you new to the case, when Summer went missing, she did not look like this. This is from 6 months before. She had a shaved head and was much thinner, dark circles under her eyes. Here's her hair shorter. You could see they have a little bandana around it. See the dark circles, but this is even well before the last couple of photos of her where she looked even thinner. So this is the area where they are looking in the 3500 of Van Hill. 9 miles from 110 Ben Hill Road, where her home is. This is a blurry image of it from Google Earth. This area right here. It says Mason Hill. I always worry when I see Masons in this Tennessee areas, right? Very remote, wooded, etc. I will share with you what I am hearing. I am hearing that the Uncle Paul, and we are not accusing him in any way. We're just saying he happens to live out there, has a property out there in a red pickup truck. Okay, lover, not fighter. I certainly will. I'm taking a picture of it right now. If you're in the bushes, someone was just asking if I would do some research on a boy named Austin Reed, and I certainly will. I'm taking a picture of it right now. Lover, not a fighter. She does look so malnourished. The reason I'm bringing this up is that he does apparently have a hog farm, or did have a hog farm on the property. Now, we do know that if someone is fed to the hogs, there is not much left. And I know that's a trigger, and I know it's hard to say and hard to listen to, but I Googled it for us so we could find out a little bit more about that. Let me take this banner down. Hold on one second, my friends. If a human body is fed to the hogs, they will consume most of the soft tissue and even break down many bones, but some traces, notably teeth and larger bone fragments, often remain. And that is different than what I had known and learned in the past, right? Oh, lover, not a fighter. I'm coming to you in just a second. And it says, let me take this down. I'm going to star that real quick. Hogs and omnivores will eat almost anything they can chew, including meat, bone, and hair. Forensic studies and real-world criminal cases have provided insights into what is left behind. Teeth. Human teeth are highly durable due to their enamel and typically pass through the digestive system undigested or are left in the pen. So they'll pass through the digestive system, and when they go potty, it will come out, or they're left in the pen. Bone. Well, pigs can break smaller bones into fragments to make them more manageable. The larger bones of the body may be left behind or found as fragments in their feces and enclosure. Other items, non-digestible items like clothing, shoes, dentures, or metal implants would also be left behind. The completeness of, thank you, crying out loud, the completeness of consumption depends on factors like the number of pigs, how long they've been hungry. Now, they do say starve them before you feed someone to the pigs because they'll eat most of it. The size of the body and the time allowed. Now, if you were following this case in the very early days, we had an investigator who was talking about searching your properties, walking your land, pick up things if you see them, because he said Summer's size was so small, she could be folded in half and almost fit into a little tiny 8x10, be very small. I'm bringing that up because it's talking about size of body. Ooh, right? The completeness of consumption depends on factors like the number of pigs, their hunger, the size of the body, and the time allowed to consume. Hi, Smiling Sooth. In several documented cases involving serial killers or accidents on farms, those residual remains led to the discovery of the crime or confirmation of the victim's identity. Hi, Be Kind. How are you, hon? Good to see you. Thank you for being here to mod. So this area is what we are talking about. Now, Andy Bernard, I want to bring him up. And then I'm going to come to the chat because they're talking about a recent situation regarding Summer. Andy Bernard is Jody Sue Brown's ex-husband. Jody Sue Brown is the one who claimed, let me put this up so you can see it better, is the one who claimed immediately, right off the kick, that she heard a loud scream. Ronnie Lawson, the sheriff, immediately debunked her statement. I found it very similar to the statement that was on a Netflix documentary regarding Madeleine McCann, that someone had said, I heard a shrill scream. And Jody had said it sounded like nothing I'd ever heard. And that's what was on the documentary. Now, the reason I bring that up is I originally had thought that's probably where she got that, allegedly, in my opinion. And then Lawson debunks what she says. It turns out later, Fred Hill allegedly states that Andy Bernard, who claimed he was not in the holler that day, came back into the holler around 3-ish, 3:40, according to Fred Hill, and then drove in. There had been a blue pickup that had come in earlier, and then they both drove out together. But Andy had told law enforcement, according to Fred Hill, he was not there. According to Fred Hill, law enforcement showed Andy he was there. According to Fred Hill, and they're related, by the way. Yes, Lawson is. I agree, Christy. According to Fred Hill, and if you were in the bushes, someone just made a comment about the sheriff of Hawkins County. He has quite a past. His son is a convicted, SA pedo. And he did not receive the normal sentence that people would be receiving for something like those charges, going to prison. He received a year in county jail. So that's that. It's so many things not right. Please hit the thumbs up. Only about a third of you have hit the thumbs up, and we would really like to get this information out for Summer. Summer's been silenced for far too long. So the reason this is important is Fred said Andy was there. Andy said he wasn't. According to Fred, law enforcement had to show Andy, we see you on camera, that you were here. Fred had gone down out of the holler, apparently, to do some things. He admittedly was into the rug scene back then. He is now married to a YouTuber, changed his life, living with her off of the holler. He claims when he came back up the holler, they had the road closed. The first person who approached him was Andy Bernard's father. I think his name's Edward. And he says he has not seen him on that holler since the 80s. He walked right up to Fred in his car window and said, "Oh, I thought it was your child who was missing." Fred thought that was very odd. First of all, how was he there that quick? Why was he there that quick? How did he know the child was missing that quick? And also, why would you approach me about that when my child, Fred did indeed have children, but they're older. So he found it very strange. The area in which is being searched is also part of the Bernard family. Allegedly, let me rephrase that. In the area of interest, a family member, a Bernard family member, does live there. Fred and Andy's uncle, Paul, lives in the area. Have law enforcement come out and said they are searching his property? No. But it is really, hi, Joanne. So good to see you all. Thank you for being here for Summer. I am hoping they come out and tell us some good news that they have recovered Summer Wells. For those of you listening, if this is indeed an area where they do locate Summer, obviously it's going to be a recovery. So I do want you to prepare yourself for that. I know Summer is close to many of your hearts, but I do want to prepare you. This would most likely I'm telling you, 99.9%, in my opinion, would not be a rescue, my friends. It would be a recovery. Now, hi, Beth. How are you doing? I am going to go backwards to a statement that was made here by someone. And so if you are in the chat, hi, Dancing Queen. If you are in the bushes, you'll know what I'm doing. First of all, I want to thank for Criming Out Loud. Thank you for your very sweet donation of $4.99, your super sticker. Truly appreciate it. I really do. I know the holidays, everyone needs to watch their pennies, so I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. And Minnie, I want to say thank you so very much for gifting that membership. I don't know who received it, but if you did, please thank Minnie Panthers. Okay. A name came up in my chat of Austin Reed. A boy named Austin Reed. I'm not accusing him. I'm saying his name just came up in my chat. He's supposed to be involved in Summer's case. He had his devices taken and was arrested the other day. He has Summer and a bunch of young girls all over his social media. Straight weirdo, this Austin Reed is. I don't know. Okay. I will try and find something on Austin Reed real quick. Let me, I'm just so ecstatic. Now, if you all recall, in the early days, they were looking for a red pickup truck. If you recall, the Sunday school teacher, what's her name? Robin, right? In an interview, she had the flyers where the law enforcement was looking for the red pickup truck, and she's crossing out the truck saying it's been located. And that, my friends, was before they had ever said anything about truck being located, ruled out, or anything. I found that really suspicious. I find a lot of behavior suspicious of the neighbors. The reason being this. They do know that Summer, I had more up here. Hold on. There we go. They knew the life Summer led. They knew what she was living around. They knew the environment. And the reason we know they knew is because once Summer went missing, they were all falling all over each other. The complete opposite, by the way, of Sebastian's case, where neighbors won't speak. They're afraid to. Okay. But they were falling all over each other to talk. That poor child, they treated her this way. This happened. We know this. We know. Well, guess what? Tennessee, you are all mandatory reporters, not just teachers, not just doctors, not just nurses, all of you. So shame on you for opening your mouths when it was too late and she was gone. There were 4 children in that house you could have saved. And that's what upsets me about the people around there, is they had a lot to say when it meant they could start a YouTube channel and get attention and get money and get super chats. But when it was a little girl's life before she left, they were silent, slithering around the hills. So I have a huge problem. Actually, I covered Summer's case quite a bit. Hi, True Crime Junkie. And it just was really upsetting because it's like, you know, why didn't you open your mouth? We don't care about your, and half of what they said, unbelievable. But I mean, it was just really upsetting to know a child was in such need and risk and no one helped her. No one helped her. And when you see pictures of Summer, it was obvious. For those of you who follow Sebastian Rogers' case, there are many correlations to this case. Hi, Opal. So good to see you. Hello, everyone coming in. Thank you for being here for Sunny. Lisa B. always just said, unfortunately, most people do not realize they are mandatory reporters in their state, allegedly, in my opinion. Yes, I know. And the thing of it is Tennessee, it's all of you. So when you have a lot to say when a child goes missing, you know what? Speak up before they go missing, please. So what we know is the search happened on November 13th, Van Hill Road in Greenville County, Hawkins County Sheriff's Office and the FBI were there along with TBI. They are still investigating. Someone asked me if I knew if they were there today. We do not know if they are still there today. I don't know because I'm in Utah. I'm not in Tennessee, but I'm sure there's journalists and YouTubers and TikTokers all over that area right now, I'm guessing. Star Child, I hate to say this to you. Star Child's asking, are they looking for Summers' remains? Star Child, in light of the area, and there's not a lot of housings and businesses there, my unprofessional guess and opinion, they've told us nothing, is they are looking for remains there. It's near a hog farm. I wish we knew exactly where they were too. You know, let's look at the photos. Some of you are from the area. Let's look at the photos. There's one more, if you can see. This is the area they're looking in. They've got dogs, so most likely that is a cadaver dog with them. Let me show you again for those of you just coming in. This is it's a wooded area. As you can see, this area, this may be Uncle Paul's. You know what I find really interesting? Okay. When Donna and Sweetie Pilo had Fred and Ziggy on, and I don't know if you saw it, I shared the information with you in my video the other day, the last one I did on Summer. Did she pay a rug debt? Because that's what was being said, is that she was taken to be held allegedly till Don and Andy Bernard paid their rug debt of almost $50,000 by a very, and what happened is they were just, according to Fred Hill, from what he heard, now keep it with a grain of salt, like I told you about those howler people, okay? But I'm just going to relay it to you. Fred said that, I lost my train of thought again. Sorry, y'all. Getting old sucks. Yes, we can bring up Google Earth in just a second. And as you know, lover, not a fighter, I'm terrible with it, but I'm going to bring it up for you. Fred Hill had indicated that DJ Smith had said Andy Bernard allegedly and Don Wells allegedly, but if you know Don, this is believable, were running rugs back and forth between Knoxville. They had a debt of almost about $48,000 and some change, and they had it for a while. This story, the reason I'm telling it to you is the area in which they are searched on the 13th. Andy Bernard's relative lives in that area with a hog farm. Okay. Did they come out and say that they were searching his property? No, they didn't. But I'm just telling you that. So he says they were going to hold her till Andy and Don came up with their debt. But what does Don do? Don called her in missing. It got high profile. So what could they do? They couldn't bring her home because they would all go to prison. This is Fred Hill's story. And so he says, allegedly, this story was told to him in March of 2024. He says the year before he knew claimed she was still with us and being moved between 3 motels, those famous motels, and a home. Now, Donna Reverend has very different readings of a very dangerous S-tier took her. They were going to put her to work STing for a year to two. What happened was it got so high profile so fast that rather than that, they ended up doing a snuff film. If you don't know what a snuff film is, think about putting a candle out, snuffing the candle out, okay? Donna said in her readings, there was a barn, a horse, a person with a hunchback. Fred Hill told her 2 people in the area who had hunchbacks. One was a woman who looked like a man, chewed tobacco. She was also related to a man who had passed away, who lived near the barn because she saw a red barn too and a horse. But it's scary. She said there is that a very, very, very dangerous trafficker took her. What she said was that because it got high profile, they switched to a snuff film, and many, many, many well-dressed people came to watch. She said many people are involved. Now, we don't know what's going to come out of this. Hi, Gracie Grammy. We don't know which story's true, if either are true. Donna wouldn't lie. She's telling you what she sees in her reading. She has been correct before. If they are searching in this area, and we're going to go to Google Earth, and you know how I am, so just hold on. We'll go to Google Earth and look at the area. But if they are indeed in this area, my answer to you, Star, is it would most likely be looking for remains. 3,500. Okay, hold on. Oh. 3,500 van. What is it? I'm just going to Google Earth real quick, guys, to pull it up. 3,500 Van Hill Road. Okay. I don't know why it's not changing to satellite for me. Hold on. Let me get the layers for you. There we go. Oh. I mean, it's a very wooded area. I'm terrible with Google Earth, so I'm just going to be honest with you. Let's go right here. Let's get it to here. And let's walk. Why is it not letting me walk here? Okay, here we go. This is the area. We'll do a little bit of walking around. Okay, so Hills Tree Services at 3310 Van Hill Road in Greenville. Thank you. I'm also going to look up Austin Reed in a second. I know some of you would like some information on that. I can actually do that on my phone. We're flying by the seat of our pants today with this breaking news. Okay, this is the area. Just to show you a little bit. Look how wooded it is. Look at the terrain. This area is something else. Okay, so tell me what you're all thinking about the tree service. Is that the very same tree service? I heard it was different, but is that the same tree service that was outside her home? Okay, Lynn, owner of the Hills Tree Service, is Frank Hill. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. You know what's interesting, you guys? The last name Hill. Okay, remember when Candace made the call to Mary, the amount that she mentioned was $50,000. Weird. It's very weird, right? Because it matches the story of the debt that was owed. But what an idiot. I thought it was a different tree service. Thank you, Jamie, for clarifying. Thank you. I thought maybe I was wrong since we were talking about it in the chat. Thank you, my friends. The tree trimmers were out that day, but the tree service in Greenville, where they're looking right now, is different than the one that was below Summer's home that day on June 15th, 2021. The tree trimmers that were out there by Summers were clearing the electrical powers, if I'm correct, if I remember correctly. You know, we're 4 years down the road. I don't have my notes all in front of me. So, but I was going to say something and I don't remember what I was going to say. You are very welcome. If you are in the bushes, I'm going to the chat right now. They have information as well. I was just going to say that, True Crime Junkie. True Crime Junkie said if Frank Hill, you know, she's referring to Frank Hill owning the tree trimming and, you know, Frank and Fred Hill, cousins, she reckons. I was reckoning of, so either way, there's a lot of connections to Fred out there. Okay. I'm not accusing anyone. We're just saying who's out there. Candace had said they were cutting trees. Remember, she wanted, she was kind of throwing that out there as an option. But yes, that 50,000, the story is he owed money. And I hate to say it, but what an idiot. Because if he owed money and he knew that's why they had his daughter and they were going to bring her back once he paid, he probably figured, well, I'm not going to pay them. I'm just going to color and missing so they have to bring her back. Well, guess what happened? They didn't. And if you recall the first ever interview that Candace did with Don, when they were sitting down, and I brought this up to you again before, when he says something about her being DEAD, her head whipped around so fast to look at him. I mean, she was in shock. I really think he made an error in calling her in missing. My opinion. Because whoever he rather than doing what he was supposed to do, if this is true, he ruined her chances of coming home. But what I would like to know is, were Don and Candace at the search on the 13th? Anyone know that? Did they race to the search? Hi, Top Hat. Top Hat said, I didn't learn about Summers' case until I started watching about Sebastian Rogers' case. Let me go back. Yes. And they sure seem a lot. Both kids allegedly barefoot. Both kids. I just want to take you to this right here. Both kids. Here we go. See this area? Look at this. This is from February of 2024. So it's a very wooded area. Now we're at 32. So I want to go to 35, back to 35. Hold on. Let me go back in here. Is it going to let me? Yeah, it's just going to make me take the road. I'll turn around. I will turn around and take you back. Now you're looking backwards. We're going back. We're at 32. Why does it keep giving? Okay, now we're at 3282. 3730. I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? Yep. No, because we're supposed to be at 3500. I don't know why it took me so far out. Hold on, y'all. I'm getting us there with my amazing lack of skills in this. Okay, I don't know where it is. Okay. This is Van Hill Road. Sorry. This area is really wooded, you all. But if there is indeed, if Uncle Paul, and he's in his 80s and has a red pickup truck. Veronica, I'm terrible at this. I'm sorry. if Uncle Paul, he's not being accused at all, but he does have property in the area and he does have a hog farm. I just worry so much about what's going to come down with that. Let me see real quick about Austin. But Summer's family, just so you know, when Summer went missing, she had brothers in the home as well. And they, the next month, were taken and put into foster care. 2 have been adopted. Josie's, I haven't seen an update on Josie. Did he get adopted? A couple of months ago, Josie was looking for a forever home. The kids, Summer really saved her brothers because they were taken. But we need to find Summer. True Crime Junkie says, yes, there is a red truck there. And funny thing, it's been there years before Summer disappeared. And it isn't there after she went missing. Oh, yeah. Isn't it funny how those things work, right, True Crime Junkie? And then Christy says there's barrels on that property also. Christy, are they metal barrels or wooden barrels? It's really important. Metal barrels, because that's what Summer was seen dancing in front of in the video. In the rain, and it said for sale written on it. And Don Wells had that as his Facebook icon too, which is really odd, or is a wooden whiskey barrel because that's what Reverend Donna Serafina sees in her readings. Yes, he's in his 80s is what I'm hearing. Maylin says a flash of red going up the hill. Yeah. Type in 3530. Okay. You want me to put in the actual? I will put in the actual address. 3537. That's right. I do have that in my notes. Thank you. There you go, my friends. Here we are. Here is 3537 Van Hill Road. Look at all the vehicles. Can you see it? Are you there with me? There's a lot of vehicles there. Oh, goodness. My stomach just fell. But does anyone know if Candace and Don were in town or were they in their motel in Springdale, Arkansas, or somewhere else? As you know, there's been an alert in Springdale, Arkansas, for be on the lookout for kids being ST'd in the area. There's several motels, several sightings of family members related to cases in that area. So please be on the alert for Springdale, Arkansas as well. But do we know if, I'm looking for the big barn right now and seeing if it's red. Do we know if Candace and Don came out to this search or were they told about the search? Okay, there's a barn here. Now, I'm sure Reverend Donna's looking at this property too to see if it brings forth. There is a pond out here. There's a pond out here. Look at all the woods or the area. But there's a pond. He allegedly had a hog farm on here. Lots of debris. Remember, she had talked about a log being pulled over her and a ravine. There's lots of logs laying there. Oh my goodness, y'all. Come over and see what you're saying. All those vehicles were out. Okay. So you mean they were gone? When you say all the vehicles were out, they were gone. Okay. I'm going to read to you what I just found on Austin Reed. Oh, wow. Okay. Came out 20 hours ago. On November 13th, oh, wait. Someone just put on 19 hours ago, someone said, and I'm going to ask you all, anyone on here ever heard of Sean Williams? Just see it on Drop Dead Serious with Ashley Banfeld. He was all over that area nabbing kids. I've never heard about him until today. He's, of course, in prison now, but it was around the same time Summer Wells went missing. So we'll look up him. Interesting. Apparently, there were like 15 Hawkins County Sheriff cars out at the scene where they were searching. I'm pulling information right now for you off of Facebook. People saying they saw tons of cops on their way home the other day. Hold on, let me pull more for you. It's interesting when you put stuff in about Austin Reed that this comes. Okay, Austin Reed. Let's see here. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to pull it up for you. Okay, I'm really trying to find something on him. And I know, here, let me listen to it. I'm trying, y'all, to find something. Did they arrest him? Okay, I'm not seeing anything yet, but what I will do is I will look for that for y'all. If anyone has an article on Austin and his what's going on. Okay, here it is. Someone's saying, who's Austin? Hold on. Okay. So apparently what we have here is people are saying Austin Reed. Let me read it to you. Austin Reed was questioned. I can't find it. Sorry, y'all. There it is, starred. He's supposed to be involved in Summer's case. Allegedly, he had his devices taken and was arrested the other day. He has Summer and a bunch of young girls all over his social media. Straight weirdo, this Austin Reed is. Now, could that be what led them to this area? Could that be what led them to this area? If they arrested him, and I will go to, was he arrested, y'all, in Greenville, Hawkins County? Do we know where he was arrested? And I will pull up his records. He also has videos of a red Tacoma. Remember, if you're new to the case, a red Tacoma truck was spotted in the area. Wow, you all. Sean Williams is in prison. I did see that. But, okay, here's someone local. Thank you, Alyssa, for sharing. I live here. Austin Reed is scary. Literally, dude has videos of children on his YouTube and Facebook talking about how he loves kids and has pics of Summer. Okay, I'm going right now. Let me go. Let me go to Facebook real quick. Austin Reed, huh? Ew. Oh, geez, you guys. He's got it down as Austin K. Reed, and in parentheses, loves kids too much. I like sweaty girls, and I like, oh my gosh, you guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm about to share this with you. I don't know if I should. Well, I'm going to. It's gross. I'm going to email that to myself so I don't have to pull it up right there. Okay, he's a real creeper. Wow. Hold on. Sorry. Okay, I got a picture of him too. Oh, geez. Okay, hold on. I'm going to send you guys this. I got his picture. I'm going to pull all this up for you. Thank you for your patience. I know sometimes when we have breaking news like this, it takes a second to, oh goodness, hold on. Everything I'm pulling up is from, okay. Got that one. Let me see if the other one. Okay, let me give you his picture so you can see the face of this beauty. Just kidding. Yuck. Okay. I'm going to have to go in and really delve into him, but I want you all to see this, what I'm finding right now. And I want to tell you, thank you for letting me know. Okay, Alyssa, that's really scary. Thank you for sharing. Yes, please. Alyssa says his address is an apartment complex. I can send links for all of this if you'd like. I'm local, so I have mutual friends. I can see what others don't have access to. He is 24. Thank you. Yes, Alyssa, please. It's crimetimebuzz@gmail.com. Please. And I'm going to pull up for you all what I'm finding as I find it. Sometimes, we do this from the seat of our pants when we have breaking news. So that's where we're at today. So let me just pull this up for you. See if this is him. No. Why am I not getting them? I'm emailing them to myself. Where are they? Okay, one came in. Hold on. Let me send it again. So this guy could be responsible, huh? Does this Austin Reed have any connection to the Wells family? Does he have any connection to the Wells family? Here he is. I'm just going to take a picture of this real quick. Thank you, Alyssa. Does anyone know if he's connected to Don or Candace in any way? Alyssa, did he live in that apartment complex when she went missing? She's emailing me her information. She's a local. She has mutual friends with this guy. May says, does anyone remember that Candace had young guys on her Facebook, possibly even other social media? Oh, I remember Hunter, but I don't remember. Yes, he was arrested the other day. He's Hunter's age-ish, right? True Crime Junkie says, I don't know, but maybe friends with Hunter and then they know him, or I'd say he knows them for sure. C likes younger boys. Okay, thank you. Hi, Texas Plain Jane. Okay, we're going to look at it. I'm looking at it right now. Anyway, here he is. This is him. This is our little friend, Austin Reed. We're not accusing anyone. We're going over recent information. Let me read to you what else is on there. What else we got here? Okay, hold on. Okay. All over TikTok to the news and Facebook, yet this sicko still has pictures of little girls all over the place with disgusting captions. Please make him famous for being the pervert he is. Austin Reed from Rogersville. Holy moly. Holy moly. This is crazy. I'm going to show you one and it's going to upset you a lot. Look at this. Look at this creep. He's got Summer as his picture. And this is a trigger warning to what I'm about to read off of his page. Austin K. Reed loves kids too much. I like sweaty girls and I like their sweaty titties and privates. Are you kidding me? That's just was people commenting on him, T-Bird. I haven't looked into his Facebook yet. This is people commenting on him. Oh, believe me, I'll be all over his Facebook in a second. But unbelievable. Let me pull him up. Oh, he's real popular now, it says. Someone wrote 6 hours ago, just want you all to know Austin Reed was outside and guess what? He had in his hands a phone. This court system doesn't give an SHIT. He's free, still outside, and has a phone. Shaking my head. Wow. I'm trying to find his right now. Well, you can't even get him. He's okay. That might take me to him. Can someone who knows if he's got Facebook go to it and see if he just took it down? If it's down. I will be searching him very soon. But yes, I agree. Denise says, how do people get away with posting this stuff? Like, why hasn't Facebook banned the account? Exactly. Oh, Nicey Marie says, when you play the video of Summer swimming by the bank, you see reflections by the water. You can see, I will have to put it back up. Yes, we're hunters coming out of the woods. I totally agree with you. And I do remember that. Let me see if I can pull that up. I have videos of it too. Hold on though. Let me see if I can pull that up. One second. I'm trying to find it for you.
This is a game you truly cannot miss. It's the
Now, hold on.
biggest game
Sorry,
of the
guys.
year, and we're now just 30 minutes.
Mark Reynolds, thank you very much. As this week marks 10 months since family members said Summer Wells disappeared from their home in Hawkins County, News Channel 11 continues to work to find answers. Tonight, Ansley Daniels in the Beech Creek community with a timeline of June 15th, 2021, leading up to that night.
We've walked you through what has happened since Summer Wells disappeared the night of June 15th. But for the first time, we walk you through that day with her mother and grandmother from their perspective just hours before she was reported missing.
Candace and I got up that morning. She come out and took me into the ER because my leg was messing up on me.
The hospital is about 25 minutes from the Wells Beech Creek home in Kingsport.
She took me into the hospital, and I ended up getting a shot for it to get rid of the pain. And they prescribed me medication.
Summer, her mother and grandmother spent the day in the closest city to their house.
Then we waited around for my prescription. Summer went swimming that day at the horse stables, I believe it was.
We were waiting on my mother's prescription from the drugstore at Walgreens on Fort Henry.
The three, along with a friend that Candace describes as a minor, then came swimming here at Warriors Path State Park. It's where the last known video of Summer was taken and then posted to TikTok.
We had to wait for Mom's prescription at Walgreens, so we just went up to Warriors. There was all kinds of trash everywhere at Warriors when we showed up. And I let Summer out to play, and we just stood there for about 15-20 minutes, and then we all got back in the truck and went and got Mom's prescription.
Hi, Raymond.
And I took him home, and then we came home.
And so then Summer came back here with you later that afternoon, right?
Yes.
The trip from Warriors Path back to Ben Hill Road is just over 17 miles. But Bly couldn't recall how many hours that was before she reported her daughter missing.
About how many hours was that before she was reported missing?
You know, I really can't tell you all the time details because time gets away from you when you're trying to enjoy yourself.
The three then returned here to their home on Ben Hill Road. A neighbor says that she first heard Candace calling for Summer around 6 o'clock that night. Police say that she was reported missing around half an hour later, around 6:30. In the Beech Creek community, Ansley Daniel, News Channel 11.
Now, this recount is based on what Summer's mother and grandmother told News Channel 11 about the day of June 15th. You can view their interviews about the night Summer went missing and see all of our coverage about this.
And you heard Grandis say, apparently they went swimming, I think, at Warriors Pond, which is so interesting because Candace had said to Chris McDonough when he was there visiting and walking Warriors Pond, to the pond, that her mother was with them. And he said she was walking down this hill with that sore knee. Oh, yeah, it's not that bad. Yes, she says there's trash everywhere, but yet they're swimming there. Okay. This is a developing story, you all. We are 4 years in. Let me get to this again. A tip has led TBI, FBI, Hawkins County Sheriff's Office. Does Austin hang out at the pond? That's a good question. And Alyssa, do you know if the Wells showed up for the search the other day, since you're local? Yes, this Austin guy apparently, I don't know, he was taken into custody. He was arrested, but I'm trying to find the details for you all. He has pictures of children, and it looks like Summer, like I just showed you. Let me share it again. If that's him, if he did that, people say that he is disgusting who live around him. So I will be delving into, I don't know if he's into the rug scene with Don. I don't know any of the information. This is just coming out, but they did pick him up. But what I'm wondering is is what he told them. I'm going to answer that, Minnie, about the significance of Hunter coming from the woods. What he told investigators when they took him, whether they detained him, questioned him, arrested him, did he give information that led to this tip? Now, they were out there on the 13th. What day was he allegedly? Yeah, she wasn't planting flowers. She later on, Christy said that's not true. She came home and claimed she went right to bed. Summer was still in the truck. She jumped out of the truck, went to her camper, and went right to bed because her knee was hurting. She says Summer was still in that truck when she got out. I know. I totally agree. See something, say something. Totally agree with you. We don't know if that's his page. Absolutely. But we do know everything. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here he is. There he is. The fact that he's got his tongue out right now and what we're saying about him makes me sick. Okay, hold on. Doesn't seem like there's anything on that video. I do know there is a TikToker out there who did something. Let me go ahead and search.
Look, I just flipped the switch. Will they keep him and do what's right? Can everyone that was involved take a second to pat themselves on the back? We did it. They just got him. They just locked him up. Now, will they keep him and do what's right? If we continue to put the pressure on the Rogersville Police Department, they're going to have no choice. He's in jail. I'd say they have all of his devices and they're pouring through them as we speak. But just as of a minute ago, you're getting what you deserve, buddy. You messed with the wrong people. You messed with children, and the Bible says, millstone, a rope, and the ocean. He needs to be in an institution. If he's committed no crime, which come on, the things he said about children, but he's not safe to be on the streets. Y'all better keep him.
Wow. Okay. We just saw something. His arrest was November 15th, 2 days after the search.
On second and 8, Reed looks to throw and
okay, I'm looking for another one. Hold on. This is the one.
2021, June 15th to be exact. Y'all remember the story of Summer Wells? She went missing back in 2021, June 15th to be exact. She was only 5 years old. She disappeared from her family's home on Ben Hill Road in Beach Creek community of Rogersville, Tennessee. That's Hawkins County. And according to her parents, Donald Weld and Candace Bly, they said that she was helping her grandmother plant flowers in the yard at around 6:30 p.m.
Okay,
when she went inside through a basement door to play with her toys, right? And then when her grandmother went to go check on her, Summer was gone. At that time, and I'm gonna say it again today, the milk stinks and the water stinks. I don't believe none of them. Now, the police had K-9s out there. They had helicopters. They had everybody you could think of out there. Even a lot of community was out there helping to search for this baby. Now, she had two brothers. They were 7 and 12. The state of Tennessee took them out of the home because there was concerns over the environment and the family cooperation. All
Three brothers.
I still think they're lying. Now, it's been 4.5 years. Yesterday made 4.5 years that she's been gone. Now, this picture that's right here is the age progression of what she would look like now. I said all that to say this. There's a monster. He's 24 years old. His name is Austin W. Reed. And there's a couple of creators who have been following him and looking at a lot of stuff. They sent me things, and it's very disturbing. Just looking at all his social medias, the YouTubes, all that stuff, he's always posting other people's children, especially their little girls. That's why it's important to take your children off of social media. He's been posting it, but saying a lot of creepy stuff. Now, I'm not going to show those kids pictures and everything. I got Summers up there because she's missing his active Amber Alert. But he has other people's children. He's making a lot of SA type comments, things like, I mean, he's literally stalking children at parks, video recording them and everything. Well, there are a couple of people in the community that kept pushing the issue. And Austin was finally arrested today. He was arrested today. They have confiscated all his phones, all types of electronics and everything, and they're investigating him. I think because he lives in that area and the things that he was saying, I think that he had something to do with Summer Wells, and not only her, possibly other kids, other little girls. I'm going to bring you more as soon as I find out more, but right now he is locked up. This monster needs to be under the jail. He's made a lot of disturbing comments and videos. I mean, all kinds of stuff.
Okay, so I'm putting you all to work. Please, will you help me out today? Anything you can find on Austin Reed, please email it to me. Anything you can find on Austin Reed, please email it to me. That is very telling what we just learned. If you look at the date of the search, I don't know how old Jody Sue's son was, but that age range, yes. He says Austin W. Reed, not Austin K. Reed. So you guys, if you can find Caroline Miller, was Austin Reed from Hawkins already listed as an SO? I don't know. It doesn't sound like it, but that's another thing we can look at is the RSOs in the area. Is he listed? Jody Sue Brown's son is around that age group too. I'm not sure his exact age, but my, oh my, if we look at the search on November 13th, think about it. A search on November 13th. We haven't had this in a long time. Would it be a coincidence 2 days later? Austin Reed. Now we're hearing Austin W. Reed. I'm going to take that because he says he's got information on him rather than that Facebook that says Austin K. Someone's probably just making him look bad like we talked about, like someone said. So the 13th of November, they do a search. The 15th of November, they arrest Austin Reed. Are they connected? Is he connected to Summer? I don't think it's a coincidence, my friend, in that little town, that little holler. Wow. Go by what the arrest photo says. Was he arrested in Hawkins County? Hold on. I'm looking to see if I can see anything on the inmate roster. Oh, crud. Look at this guy's, I'm going to share something with you guys. I just did a Google search and the Instagram video that we just watched where with the man saying that he's got lots of information on Austin. It says Austin Reed arrested, child predator exposed in Hawkins. And it says Austin Reed has been arrested in Hawkins County, Tennessee for the alleged involvement in the disappearance of Summer. Let me enlarge that for you so you can see it. Come on, let me enlarge. You see that? Wow. You all. So let's just brainstorm for a second. Minnie Panthers has asked, what would be the importance of Hunter coming out of the woods by Warriors Path Pond? He could have been meeting with other people in the woods. Back then when we saw the shadows, if like Nicey mentioned, back 4 years ago when we were all looking at that, we were wondering if Hunter, and we're not accusing him, had done a rug deal in the woods before coming out to the water. It was Instagram. Yes, Crochet. Wonder involvement involves his devices, and I wonder if there was a certain kind of video or film, snuff, as they are known on his device. Wonder if anybody traded it, sold it, that could equal involvement. I don't know you all, but guess what? I have chills going up and down my arms right now. I feel it. I pray it. I hope it. Are we going to get in? Is this something going to come out for Summer any moment now? Where is Hunter's location compared to Austin's? They both live in the holler, or lived in the holler. Did you guys know Hunter's expecting a baby? I have another question for you. When Hunter came out and said that, this is a trigger warning. When Hunter came out and said a while ago that Candace had done things to him when he was, I think, 14, why wasn't she arrested? Or did they at least question her on that? Hi, Gypsy. Gypsy, we have breaking news about Summer. They had a search on the 13th, 9 miles from the house, searching an area in which Andy Bernard and Fred Hill's Uncle Paul lived. He's in his 80s. He has a red pickup truck. And 2 days later, we are finding out that Austin Reed, 24 years old, who has very disgusting things all over his Facebook, etc., was arrested. Now, right here, when you Google it, it says 24-year-old man Austin Reed has been arrested in Hawkins County, Tennessee, for his alleged involvement in the disappearance of Summer. And I'm trying to get his arrest record. It's hard to do it when I got you guys on here. Well, we'll have to keep digging. What I'm asking and hoping you all will do today is search, see if you can find anything. Here's our beautiful Summer. Hold on. See if you can find anything on Austin Reed. And hi, Raymond. Thank you for gifting a Crime Time Buzz membership. Thank you. If you received that, please thank Raymond for his generosity and welcome to our family. So it could be, Minnie, that other people were at the pond with Candace and Hunter that day that have not been disclosed. That could be important. He has YouTube channels too. Cat B, do you happen to know? We're trying to find out, Pamela, if there's a connection between Candace and Austin. His age, 24 now, he would be 20. Back when Summer went missing, that's the kind of age Hunter was. She hung out with boys. Yes, Wild Wanderer, that's a terrible story. She had one boy, one girl. Okay, in Wisconsin, Candace Bly had one boy, one girl. The father of those children was also named Andy. The boy is in a group home now with brain damage after taking a bashing to the head allegedly from Candace. And the girl has been on, her name is Candace, has been on YouTube and other things saying she has no contact with Candace Bly. Okay. You can't verify the connections? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay. So I'm trying to watch the chat if you're in the bushes. Excuse me. Okay. What did you say was the name of his YouTube channel, y'all? And I'll pull it up. It says something about Janet Reed cinnamon on his YouTube shorts. If you give me, let me go to YouTube. Let me go. I'll be 1 second. Moz, will you entertain the chat? Hi, Holly S. Thank you for being here. Okay, hold on. Let me look. I'm trying to see if we, oh.
YouTube.
There he is.
YouTube. So, made a YouTube channel. I'm about almost on 100. So, peace out. Hello, guys.
No, it's just his show.
YouTube.
But we found him.
YouTube. So,
there we go. Okay, we got it. Let's look at this a little bit, my friends. I just clicked his icon. You can see his icon. Let me pull it up for you. Sorry, I'm on the wrong screen. Gross. Him and that tongue out. So he's got bunny ears up there. I'm just looking. Life after death. No, I don't want his songs. So does he have children? My girls are my life. I love my kids. Look at this. Look at the truck. Red pickup truck. You guys, do you see this? It's a red pickup truck. Cat B saw it. Look at that truck. Remember, Don said she could be locked away in a dungeon. Yes, True Crime Junkie. I remember that. Oh, that was a terrible story. Remember, well, I'm not even going to repeat some of the things he said that could be happening to his own daughter. Yeah, the basement was a dungeon. Absolutely. So does anyone know, is this guy still in custody? I will look through the court systems. I'm going to dig everything I can find on Austin today. I find it interesting that they did a search after 4.5 years on November 13th. November 15th, this guy was arrested. See something, say something, says it looks like he steals girls' videos or images and posts how he likes them. Gross. Yeah, the ones... No, here's the ones that are his kids. I'll show you guys his kids right here. I think these are his children. Unless he's put, look at this, you guys. I'm not going to play his music. I'm just looking to see what we're looking at here. I'm just looking to see what we got here with this guy. Could this guy be involved? The Google search I just showed you said he was picked up based on the disappearance of Summer. Excuse me. But that's just a Google search. I'm going to, let me see something. Let me start that over. Sorry, I found something I want to share with you.
Ain't happy. Seems this dude has a thing for little. I seen what you posted, buddy boy, and I ain't happy. Seems this dude has a thing for little kids. And he likes to post other people's kids on his Facebook and his YouTube and his TikTok. I heard they got you. You better hope they keep you. You better hope they keep you locked up. Pervert. See, you see, a lot of dads ain't protective over their daughters. I am. You made an enemy you really shouldn't have. I got your address. Better hope they keep you.
Wow. Okay, so the county, obviously, the people who live around this guy are aware of this guy. Let's see. Okay. Trevor Lee says we're working with the families of those that Austin Reed has posted and the platform legal teams to get these platforms to remove his accounts and posts. Police are investigating as well. This was 3 days ago, which would have been November 16th, day after he was arrested. I apologize that my post got a bit emotionally charged today. These kids matter. Their safety and privacy matters and the truth matters. So it's important that we focus on the facts. Sorry, y'all. I knocked myself out by accident or kicked myself out by accident. They are working on, I will, Bridget. I certainly will. Bridget asked me to send that on to Doggin at Night. And I said, I certainly will. They are working on getting his post down. He has put pictures up of other people's children. One thing I want you all, bye Donna, see you after work. One thing I want you all to know is that please stop posting pictures of your grandchildren, your children on Facebook and social media. I know you want to show them off, but then send it to the people you know personally. Because what you're doing is you're letting predators track your children. You're not meaning to, but that's what they're doing. Perverts and predators. They go on Facebook and they get turned on when they look at your grandchildren's pictures or your children's pictures. Then they start seeing where they're looking for their locations. Please stop posting your grandchildren and children, nieces, nephews, whatever, on your social media. Those children, that is how people can find them. If you want someone to see you, though, the children you love, then it should be someone you know and love and have their contact information and can get it to them. Please don't post them. We're perverts, RSOs, all of them. Just think about what they do when they're looking at those pictures. Don't give them that with yours. It's just they're sickos. It fuels their disease. It makes them want to find the kids. Ooh, I want her for my own, him for my own. Please do not post children on social media. When social media first came out, yes, now people, of course, have turned it into a corrupt way to track children. Another thing, please do not put on your car, and I know it's the cutest sticker in the world, but please do not put on your car a picture of you, your spouse, you know, those little stick figures and how many kids are in your family. Predators see those and they follow you home and they watch and they case out your house. They learn your routines and they watch your babies. Stop telling people how many kids you have in the home. Another one, baby on board. That was meant to be put in windows so people knew a child was on board. Drive carefully around us. Nowadays, perverts and predators, they look at those. They'll follow you home if they want to take a baby. Yes, thank you. See something, say something. Do not put, I'm just going to throw it out. Sun County honor student. My child's an honor student at Sumner School. I'm just throwing it out as an example because then they know they can follow you. You're going to have a child of a certain age with you. It's an honor. It's giving too much information. May Lynn says, I'm in the Treasure Coast in Florida, and for a bona fide fact, we have pedophiles registered and non-registered in this very neighborhood. Oh, yes. My mom lives in, prior to passing, lived in a retirement community. And when we pulled up for her how many RSOs were living in the neighborhood, she was scared to death. She had no idea. And there were a ton of them. So please be safe, be diligent, vigilant, all of the above. And this is a developing story. Hit your notification bell, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We'd love to have you. And we have breaking news about Anna Kepner, also from the cruise ship. She was found wrapped in a blanket, stuffed under her bed. It looks like her step sibling might be arrested. Breaking news, Summer Wells. There was a search on November 13th, an arrest of a local boy on November 15th. Is that a coincidence? What we're hearing is all his electronics were taken. He's quite the little pervert with kids all over his platforms. And I am going to find out more information for you. Developing, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Lots of stuff going on right now. Y'all, I feel like Tennessee's heating up. Tennessee is heating up. They realize that we are no longer going to allow them to ignore their missing children. Do you hear that, Tennessee? We will not allow you to ignore your missing children. So it's time to start investigating. And if you haven't been, it's time to get busy because we are not going away. Maui's son just shared, be careful in grocery stores. She watched a mom reach for a canned good off the shelf. Her child was in the seat of the basket and a guy came by and took a picture of the child. Just unbelievable. How times you've heard people say they were in Walmart and someone was following them and their children. It's scary. It's really scary. Justice for Summer, please, God, please help us have answers. And for those of you who've been asking me, yes, if in my opinion, they're searching for remains. But does that mean there's not some little house in the holler with a basement she could be? It could happen. Remember the Cleveland 3, 10 years in a basement, minutes from their home, seconds. Mothers passing by that house on their way to errands regularly, not knowing their daughters were in that basement for 10 years. Holly said she loved this one home so much, but there was an RSO on either side of it. Good for you for checking before you bought. They could be moving her, Gypsy. Yes. Y'all, I have chills up and down my arms right now. If we could get answers, I would just be so thrilled. And Alyssa, I will thank you for leaving the comments, and I absolutely will get to my email. I'm going to eat some breakfast first. I should be back on later today, either with Sebastian or Anna or both. I hope they keep him, Robin, and not let him loose. I really do. Life 360 allows you to look up SOs. Excellent. That is great that they have them on their capability. Thank you for sharing that. Loose Cannon says, I have a huge apology to make. To who, Loose Cannon? Did I miss something? Or do you mean I have a few apologies to make, actually? To who, my friend? What's going on? Playgrounds, water parks, all of the above. Watch your children and keep children off of your social media, off of your car windows, off of your bumper stickers. And sadly, we should be allowed to, but we can't because perverts ruin it. Okay, there was something someone was saying. I was wondering what was wrong with Loose Cannon. So let's not jump to conclusions. They're in an area. Police cars everywhere, Lissa said. We don't know if the Wells got there. We don't know if the Wells knew ahead of time. But 2 days later, it looks like a little perv was arrested in the area as well. So we will see what is, well, Loose Cannon, I'm going to say something. We will see what's going on in a second. Loose Cannon, I think we all did. I know I did too. Okay. But the thing of it is, I didn't, here's the thing, Loose Cannon. We don't know anything yet. We don't know if Austin had a piece of information regarding Summer. We don't know if Austin was involved. We don't know if someone else was involved. We don't know if whoever's involved is connected to the parents and the rug situation going on. So just wait. Don't do anything yet, because we need to watch this unfold first, which is why I keep asking if anyone knows if the Don and Candace got there, because if they were in town and didn't race to that search, I'm wondering why. Yeah, we need facts from the FBI first. Don't worry about it. We don't know anything that's going on, but this is developing. Hit that notification bell. Please subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you. And I hope to be on later today. I am looking into Anna's full story. Now I'm looking into Austin Reed's full story. And I'm also looking into Eric Craddock's new home. So you all, I hope to be on later. The plan was I would be on later. Oh, Bliss, thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships. Our doggies look so much alike, Bliss. That is so funny. Thank you. Please thank Bliss if you receive one of the memberships, and welcome to our family. You all hit the notification bell. I'm sure I'm going to be on later because there's so much popping right now in so many areas. If you happen to see me put out a thumbnail where I'm covering updates, it means Summer, Sebastian, and Anna. And I will let you know. Thank you so much, Bliss, for your generosity. And it's really good to see you in here. You all, justice for Summer Moon Utah Wells. Pray, send vibes, whatever you do. Let's get this resolved and find out what happened to this beautiful little angel. Thank you so much, Selena. It's great to have you. Everyone, good to see you. I'm sure I'll be on later. Talk soon and keep keeping on. And please keep children, any children, off your social media, off your bumper stickers, off your windows. No babies on board. No, my child's an honor student. No, none of the stick figures showing how many kids you have in your family. Please keep it off. Perverts prey on things like that. It turns them on. Thank you, SI officer. Miss chatting with you. Y'all, I'm going to get another business phone going up. As many of you know, I was receiving very strange phone calls from certain specific hotspot areas. I shut the phone down. I will get another one up and running for all of you very soon. Take care. Thank you for being here. Notify, hit your notification bell, subscribe to the channel. Lots of updates are going to be coming down the pike. Hopefully, some with answers from law enforcement regarding Summer Moon Utah Wells and Sebastian Rogers for that matter. Thank you so much, and we will talk soon, my friends. God bless you all.